توفيقي ولا اعتمادي إلا على الله ولا توكلي ولا اعتصامي إلا بالله وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن سيدنا ونبينا محمدًا عبده ورسوله أدى الرسالة وبلغ الأمانة ونصح الأمة ورضي الله تبارك وتعالى عن سادتنا وقادتنا أبي بكر وعمر وعثمان وعلي وعن الصحابة أجمعين وعن التابعين وتابعيهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم إن زلزلة الساعة يوم عظيم يوم ترونها تذهل كل مرضعة عما أرضعت وتضع كل ذات حمل حملها وترى الناس سكارى وما هم بسكارى ولكن عذاب الله شديد. أما بعد. Dear respected brothers and sisters, last week I reflected on some lessons from COVID-19 and we zoomed on the migration and Ashura. We'll continue today, but a different lesson. And I wanted to start with a wisdom said by someone, no matter who has said it, that when defeat overtakes a man, the easiest and the most logical things to do is to quit. When we overcome a challenge, is easy way to retract and quit. And that is exactly what the majority of men do, the majority of people do, quit. But that's not only us. Even one of the prophets decided to quit at one point before realizing that success requires perseverance, steadfast, patience. So when the meaning of our core mission in life get distorted in our minds, so eagerness to safety zone push us to retract and move away from people, from the society. And instigating mercy and kindness may sometimes distorted to wish other people destruction as long as we are safe. That was a true story of a prophet, not only just a human being. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wanted this message to come across to every human being, that at a difficult time, sometimes rather than feel defeated and move away, you need to go back and retreat, reflect, recalibrate your compass, try to find out where are you heading? In order to realign our heart, restore our understanding of our mission in life. It is not a defeat, but it is a time to see when we could not succeed in one aspect, what do we need to do to succeed? Simple story, one of the shortest stories mentioned in the Quran. A prophet who went to move people away from the darkness of worshiping idol, worshiping money, worshiping desire in a city which at the point was the capital or mentioned a capital of the world or one of the most advanced city on earth at that time, Nineveh. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent Prophet Yunus, Jonah, to the people so he would convey to them the same message which was conveyed by Prophet Musa, by Prophet Noah, by other prophets. You could succeed in life, enjoy everything in life as long as you have the basic understanding of your relationship with your Creator. ما يسمى مهمة الأنبياء إقرار توحيد الربوبية وتوحيد الألوهية. توحيد الألوهية, messengers come to change the way people think. So they acknowledge that there is a creator they need to worship. He is the one who created them. And they need to acknowledge that and practice that in every day in their life while enjoying everything else. But also they need to understand that everything else comes from Allah. Whether the money or the health or the wealth or the family or the building or the car, you need to understand also it comes from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and Allah could take it away in any second. And we have seen so many examples in life. So prophets actually go back to tell people and tell them, you need to think, where are you? Sayyidina Yunus spent years trying to change people thinking and mind and practice. At some point he gave up. He felt he was defeated. That's it. I don't have much time to spend. I don't want to waste my time. I'm going to move away. I don't want to be among those people. Short story. Sayyidina Yunus, he moved away. He isolated. He moved away from the people. I want to be safe. I want to be by myself. I don't want to be around even people. You don't know where is your safety. The ocean you are going to cross will be the grave you are going to go to. And in the ocean he was thrown. And a big fish swallowed him. And inside the belly of a whale, Yunus was there. Where is safety? He thought he was running away from hardship, from anguish, and now he is eaten by a fish. But there, Sayyidina Yunus alayhi salam realizes his mistake, realizes that what he has done was not the proper way to create an impact among people. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent him in a mission. He did not complete his mission. It was Allah's order to decide when you give up, not you. And you cannot judge people by just looking at them. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala taught him a lesson. He went inside the belly of the whale. He realizes his mistake. He started involving himself in tasbih, in dhikr. That was not enough until Sayyidina Yunus realizes not only he made a mistake, he was among the wrongdoer. And he acknowledged it himself. He said it. وَذَنُّونِ إِذْ ذَهَبَ مُغَاضِبًا فَظَنَّ أَن لَّن نَّقْدِرَ عَلَيْهِ فَنَادَى فِي الظُّلُمَاتِ لَا إِلَهَ إِلَّا أَنْتَ سُبْحَانَكَ إِنِّي كُنْتُ مِنَ الظَّالِمِينَ. Yunus, you were thrown away in the ocean, in a raffle. And now you're saying you are among the wrongdoer. But at that moment, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told the whale, Yunus is ready now to go back. Sayyidina Yunus, after he reflected on what he has done, how much distance he was away from the basic understanding of the Aqidah and the Tawheed, and he realizes that he was among the wrongdoer. He needs to go back. He needs to go back to the field. He needs to go back to the people. And he was thrown naked on the ocean, on the shore, and then went back to people. He ran away alone, and the story ended by over 100,000 people now become believers of the message. Very short stories, we've heard it many times in our life. We tell it to our children sometimes. It's mentioned in 18 ayahs in 4 different surah. Each surah reflects on certain aspect of the story of Sayyidina Yunus. So that is the story. What does this story has to do with COVID-19? What did we do? Before COVID-19, we were thinking actually we're doing so and so and so and so and this and that, and we thought actually we become so powerful that we can conquer the world. When COVID-19 hit, we ran away. We forgot our mission. We ran away thinking safety is to be fully isolated. We went into despair the same as many other people who went into despair. We were like that. And rather than understand what's going on and try to impact a change, and it was difficult time. This is no one to blame because it was very difficult at the time. And that's what happened when people were thrown into something they are not familiar with. They go into denial, shock, despair, depression, anger, unless they understood and they know the grief process and they know what would happen in a crisis like this, then they know it's a normal process. What happened with COVID-19 is what any human being would go during a crisis time. But because it was collective crisis on everyone, we went into astray and we didn't know what to do. So the first lesson, and I want to highlight some of the lesson here from what we can learn from the story of Sayyidina Yunus alayhi salam to what happened to us. So first, where were we before COVID-19? And I wouldn't want to be here negative or cynical, but we were a lot of time actually worry about some showing off and some good opportunity of flashy marketing and flashy picture with so and so. But what is the mission of every individual in this life? We can tell when COVID-19 hit and when we all withdraw and we all were worried initially about ourselves, our children, our family. We didn't know what to do. Neither the community around us knew what to do. Corona is not only an infectious disease. We all knew this. We all knew actually, yes, infectious disease actually, and as I will come up to some of the lessons, it was much more than an infectious disease and medical issue. Way much more. It has created impact on every aspect of our life, which I will allude it to in a few minutes. So there is a lot need to be learned from what has happened. Where were we? And what impact we have created? And what have we done? The second lesson is nothing wrong to feel defeated sometimes, nothing wrong to feel you made a mistake, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong to reflect on what has happened and what was done and what you did or what I did and realize and acknowledge of what we did was a mistake and we need to move into a different one. The first step for Sayyidina Yunus, he realized that what he has done, he indulged himself into reflection of what he has done. He went into worship, into remembering Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, into tasbih, into dhikr. At one point, he become despair. He become depressed. He is in a darkness. Where would he go? How long this darkness would last? When would it end? Is it going to end in a day, in a month, in a year? Isn't it that what we went through and we're still going through? When would Corona end? Initially, they said it will go like this. It will go like this and move like this. Then We thought it's going to be a few weeks, a few months, a few years, and now they say until end of 2021, and who knows? But should we succumb to our despair? Sayyidina Yunus realized that he made a mistake and he is among the wrongdoer, and he started acknowledging, La ilaha illa anta subhanak, inni kuntu min al-zalimin. Nothing wrong to come forward and say, yes, we made some mistake and so, but we need to learn the lesson and see how can we fix it, how can we move forward and do something better. That's what Sayyidina Yunus has done, and that's what each one of us need to do. When we find ourselves deviated from the core mission of our life, from our purpose of existence. Third, inside the whale, actually, it was interesting. What would he see, Sayyidina Yunus? He see the big fish eat the small fish. The strong eat the weak. The strong govern. He saw in the ocean the jungle law of which he ran away from. He ran away from the jungle law where the rich get richer, and the strong get stronger, and the poor get more in poverty and despair. That's what he saw in Nineveh. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wanted to tell him, don't run away. You need to go back. Because if you do not change the jungle law in your thinking and change it among everyone around you, jungle law will be everywhere. That's another lesson. And not to change it by, and without elaborating here, Sayyidina Yunus, he went back and he changed the thinking. He changed how people need to think and practice their life, nothing else. He did not went back to throw bomb or kill people or declare, if you're not Muslim, we're going to chop your head. In the ayah immediately after mentioned Surah Yunus, in Surah Yunus, in the ayah mentioned immediately after the story of Yunus, the next ayah, وَلَوْ شَاءَ رَبُّكَ لَآمَنَ مَنْ فِي الْأَرْضِ جَمِيعًا لآمن من في الأرض كلهم جميعا أفأنت تكره الناس على حتى يكونوا مؤمنين ولو شاء ربك لآمن من في الأرض كلهم جميعا أفأنت تكره الناس حتى يكونوا مؤمنين. Yunus, it is not your job to go and make everyone Muslim and believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The translation of this surah was clear. And if your Lord has decided whoever is in the earth would indeed have believed all of them, all together, Allah would have made it easy for you, and He would have made everyone believer. And He could have. He created us. But the question was to Sayyidina Yunus and to Sayyidina Muhammad alayhi salatu wassalam, who was in despair when Surah Yunus was revealed. It was in the most despair moment of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and the verse was revealed to us. Would you then compel mankind until they are believers? أفأنت تكره الناس حتى يكونوا مؤمنين? The message is not for you. And some people with distorted mind, they take the religion and they hijack the meaning, and they consider as killing people or inflicting injury, that is the mission of their life, and that's what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordered them. That is wrong. That is wrong. That is a killer. That is killing of innocent human being, even if that human being does not believe in what you believe. أَفَأَنْتَ تُكْرِهُ النَّاسَ حَتَّى يَكُونُوا مُؤْمِنِينَ. Yunus, Your mission is not to make everyone Muslim, is not to force people even to be believer. And that is what our mission. Our mission in life is to instill change so people believe in what they believe in, the message. They believe in Tawheed Allah. They believe in Allah by themselves. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala could have destroyed the Qawm Yunus, all of them, or could have made them all believer. No. He sent Yunus to learn a lesson, and he sent him back and he said, your mission is to work with the people and to change them and to tell them why is it important to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the fourth, I believe, wisdom is our mission is not to compel people to be believers. Otherwise, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would have done and made that. The fifth, subhanallah, Sayyidina Yunus ran away. He ran away alone. He thought he will be successful by being saved. When he came back and he realizes his mistake, over 100,000 people become believers in the message, as it was mentioned in the Quran. The point is, you do not decide the victory and the success. When it comes to your mission in life, you have to do the work. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will control the result. And I will mention one last point, because I wanted to stick to the time. And the last point, actually, people may go through despair, through times where it is very difficult time. Probably whether they made mistake or not, or whatever circumstances happened to them. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling you, never late to come back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Never late. Never late to acknowledge if you made a mistake, make istighfar. If you don't make a mistake and you didn't know what you were doing, never late. The door of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is always open. Not only Yunus, Sayyidina Yunus alayhi salam realized this, but even the people who were just short while ago were objecting to anything, they realized their mistake themselves also. And they acknowledged what they were going through, worshiping idol, oppressing each other, killing each other. The door is always open to come back. And when you come back, you need to come back first yourself and instill the change, instill, practice with people the kindness you reach for, the mercy you aspire to live yourself and your children live for, and your neighbor, you wish your neighbor to live through. So the message is, Allah's door is always open. Whether you did mistake or not, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants you back. أقول هذا القول وأستغفر الله لي ولكم فيا فوز المستغفرين أستغفر الله العظيم. الحمد لله حمدا كثيرا كما أمر وأشكره وهو الذي وعد المزيد لمن شكر. عباد الله اتقوا الله فيما أمر وانتهوا عما نهى عنه وزجر وأخرجوا حب الدنيا من قلوبكم فإنه إذا استولى أثر واعلموا أن ربكم أمركم بأمر عميم بدأ فيه بنفسه وثنى بملائكة قدسه وعرشه فقال تعالى إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما اللهم صل وسلم وشرف وبارك وعظم هذا النبي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. I decided actually in those two khutbah to reflect on our life and reflect on what we are going through and try to get some lessons to practice in our life. And the reason I mentioned COVID-19 is not only a disease affecting the elderly. We thought so. We thought only elderly people or medically compromised will be infected. We know by now, even you and me, our youth, our children, our elderly, our young, our babies, everyone can be infected and die from this disease. More than that, COVID-19 did not only change our life, COVID-19 even changed us after we died. COVID-19 changed how we are buried. COVID-19 may change even how we inherit. COVID-19 changed everything in life, from legal to medical to religious to practice to social to learning to education. COVID-19 has impact on every aspect of life. So we ought to come back and ponder. This is serious message from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They tell you now, life before COVID-19 and life after COVID-19, everything has changed. Life or death, before you are born, or when you are born, or after you are born, or when you die, or after you die. COVID-19 require that we spend time and effort with ourselves, with our children, with our family, with our community. It's not an easy disease to pass by. Yes, it is important to go and read Quran, but when we read Quran, we need to read Quran and read the hadith and say, what are we doing today? And what is the impact of that ayah and that hadith on me today during COVID-19? So for that reason, the new management at the Islamic Society of Boston, led by the CEO, Brother Wael, who is around here, you see him, and all the team, as well as the new board of directors, whom you will hear about them in a day or two, who are eager to take advantage of every expert in this society to learn a lesson from COVID-19. One of the first major summit will be, inshallah, conducted by the team at the Islamic Society of Boston, COVID-19 Summit. Not only to look at the religious aspect, although that's very important. And the first step is to convene with all the masajid and Islamic centers in the area to come back and reflect on that at the first step, but that's not enough. The second step, and the team is working on this and trying to prepare to utilize the expertise of every expert in this locality. As I said, COVID-19 impacted on everything, impacted on education, on legal, on business, impacted on our social life, impacted on our health, impacted on everything. So if you want to study COVID-19, you cannot just go and read about the disease and how the virus go inside your lung and cause this and cause that. No. You have to look at every aspect of life if you want to study and understand what has happened. And for that reason, alhamdulillah, your brothers and sisters at the Islamic Society of Boston always took leadership in addressing big tasks. But that's never done by themselves. It's always done by them and you, and each one of you. And the door is open to each one. If you see yourself, you can contribute. If you see yourself, whether you are in event management, or you are a professor in education, or you are a physician, or you are a businessman you want to support, or in any field, you feel you can contribute to understand that illness and its impact, not only on the Muslim alone. And I emphasize, we are people who needed to create an impact and show the kindness and the mercy and the love to every human being around us. We need to utilize every expertise and skills in the society to let people benefit from it. If you see yourself, you can do something, come forward. speak to the management, speak to Brother Wael or any of the management. What can you do? And let's ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to help us. That we come together to do, first of all, to understand our mission in life and be supportive of each other to do the right things. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to help us be connected to Him in every second of our life. And if we go astray, we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to guide us, to help us be on the right way, and to help us get people with us on the right way. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that we are weak, we can be defeated sometimes, we can have shortcoming and think our safety in that way, whereas our safety could be in different way. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to guide us. اللهم يا ولي الإسلام وأهله ثبتنا به حتى نلقاك. اللهم لا تدع لنا في هذه الساعة المباركة ذنبا إلا غفرته، ولا هما إلا فرجته، ولا دينا إلا قضيته، ولا حاجة لك بها صلاح لك بها رضا ولنا بها صلاح إلا تفضلت علينا بقضائها يا قاضي الحاجات، يا مبدل السيئات حسنات بدل سيئاتنا حسنات. Oh Allah, guide us. Oh Allah, help us. Oh Allah, guide us to the right path. Oh Allah, guide us to the truth. Oh Allah, keep us connected with you. Oh Allah, save us, save each one of us, and save our children, our family from the affliction of Corona and COVID-19. Oh Allah, protect our neighbors, protect our society, protect every member of this locality from every disease, not only from COVID-19, but from every disease. Oh Allah, purify our heart. Oh Allah, guide our action. Oh Allah, purify our intention. Oh Allah, help us. We have no one but you to go back to. Allahumma taqabbal minna waghfir lana warhamna wa kun ma'ana wa akhiru da'wana anil hamdulillahi rabbil alamin wa aqimus salam.
الله أكبر الله أكبر. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن محمد رسول الله. حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح. قد قامت الصلاة قد قامت الصلاة. الله أكبر الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله.
استووا إلى الصلاة يرحمني ويرحمكم الله. استووا لا تختلفوا أثابني وأثابكم الله. استووا. الله أكبر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. وإن يونس لمن المرسلين إذ أبق إلى الفلك المشحون فساهم فكان من المدحضين فالتقمه الحوت وهو مليم فلولا أنه كان من المسبحين للبث في بطنه إلى يوم يبعثون فنبذناه بالعراء وهو سقيم وأنبتنا عليه شجرة من يقطين وأرسلناه إلى 100,000 أو يزيدون فآمنوا فمتعناهم إلى حين. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين ولا تكن كصاحب الحوت إذ نادى وهو مكظوم لولا أن تداركه نعمة من ربه لنبذ بالعراء وهو مذموم فاجتباه ربه فجعله من الصالحين وإن يكاد الذين كفروا ليزلقونك بأبصارهم لما سمعوا الذكر ويقولون إنه لمجنون وما هو إلا ذكر للعالمين الله أكبر سمع الله لمن حمده الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر السلام عليكم ورحمة الله السلام عليكم ورحمة الله
Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah. My dear respected brothers and sisters, we all are busy. When you are in the masjid, the house of Allah, please be assured that you are in the best place. You are in the best place. There is no other good places than the masjid, because this is the place of peace and rahmah. So I know that we are all rushing. Our whole life is rushing. Please give me a couple of minutes, because when you make announcements, actually the center wants you to know. The center wants to be you a part of this. So first announcement is Islamic school, weekend school is starting very soon. We are still hiring teachers, and please contact the isbcc.org. And weekend school is starting very soon. And also, inshallah, 101 Islam for new Muslims starting from tomorrow. And the third one is the envelope. In this dunya, our investment has no guarantee, no share market, all speculation. But I want to guarantee you, in the standing in front of house of Allah, any donation for this masjid, for this house, you will get it back with multiple rewards and returns, inshallah. So this envelope is for sustainer, means you donate monthly, whatever you can. Allah knows your economic power. But have some love for this house, you know. We love our own house, our cars, our Facebook. So this is the house of Allah. When we are asking for money, the administration, actually we need your help. Because to run this, it's a big house, lot of bills, and as you know that no government funding, nothing. So please be a part of this. Any donation sustainer, please be a part of this. You can donate whatever you want, and cash donation also can go inside. There is a box outside for man dhallazi yuqridullaha qardan hasanan fayudaifahu lahu wa lahu ajrun kabir, ajrun kareem. So inshallah, the loan and the donation for Allah all are guaranteed. May Allah give you peace. May Allah give your family peace. May Allah protect from coronavirus, inshallah. So sadaqah is also a compensation for staying safe and healthy, inshallah. So please do donate generously. Assalamu alaikum.